Again, since I've learned how to stream, I may as well show you my life and the things I do. There's my doggy. As soon as he hears these keys, he knows what that means. That means we're going for a ride. A ride! A ride with my baby. His name is Roni, like macaroni. So it's a Roni ride. Roni's gonna go for a ride. And he's a happy dog. He likes the car. Look, I make sure I bring him ice water. See the ice water? And he's got his own little bowl back there. So, this is it. Gonna drive down to the city, which is very close. It's Whitehaven. It's 2 miles away. Maybe I shouldn't drive and stream at the same time. I'm just gonna hold the phone up and talk. So, I live on the main strip. It's a gated community. Stop sign. It's a good thing. Know what happened there? I know what happened. I switched off the house Wi-Fi and now I'm on the regular phone data, so everything got messed up, that's why. Alright, so back to live. I'm driving down to Whitehaven, small little town of Whitehaven. Small population. I live in a gated community. Everybody knows everybody. I know them people. I know all the names. I don't want to. Oh, know what I got behind me? My friend, whose son gave him a Tesla truck. His son gave him a Tesla truck. I don't know if you can see that or not. So, okay, some people have it pretty good, huh? No, that's not nice. Yeah. So he drives around a Tesla. He says he wouldn't have paid for it if it wasn't given to him. He's not happy with it. But I guess since you get it for free off your son, then it's perfectly cool. So, my dog's in the back. I put the windows up. So you can hear me talk a little better. So I try to go down to Whitehaven once, but oftentimes I go down 2 or 3 times. Either I'll forget something or I'll crave something. And there's no stores. You can't walk to any stores around here. You need a car. You could walk, but you wouldn't want to do that more than once a day. There is one guy that walks downtown every day. His name's Reggie. And I'm sure I will capture him on video when I'm live streaming one of these times. He wears like one of them road constructions orange colored vest. Because this road here, the speed limit's 45. And nobody does the speed limit except for people, I don't know. In other words, people do like 70 on this road, you know. Average 60. So that's why the guy's got a vest on, so he doesn't get run over. He's still taking a chance. There's no safe place to walk on this friggin' road. So I don't know if you can see the houses. These are the typical types of houses that you're going to see around here. There's no $1 million houses in this area. If there is, there aren't few in between. And we're coming up on an intersection. And if I were to make a right here, that would take me down to Jim Thorpe. There's a food bar. There's a regular bar where you get beer to go. That's the local gas station where everybody gets their will get the work done on their vehicles here. That's a park and ride. I guess that's where people park and meet for carpools and go to work or do what they got to do. And I'm real close to the town now. The name of the town's called Whitehaven. That's a cool little name, Whitehaven. And all these road construction signs they're fixing the bridges on Route 80. They're replacing the bridges. Now, if you see on the left here, this is where the cop always waits. The local, has only got like 3 cops in this whole town, and he sits there with his radar gun. So if you're not from around here, people tend to speed. The speed limit there is only 35 miles an hour. And if you're doing 45, you're getting pulled over. Anything less than 45, he'll let you go. But if you're doing 45 or more, unless you're good at talking yourself out of tickets, you're getting a ticket. You know how to talk yourself out of it? This only works in the summer. Carry around a dead bee and say you were swatting at the bee and you were distracted and you weren't paying attention to your speed, and the cop will pretty much let you go every time. How do I know that? Because it worked for me. Who the hell carries around a dead bee? It had dust on its wings. Good thing the cop didn't look at it real close. So that worked for me once. A couple motorcycles coming up. All right, now I'm making a right down into the city of Whitehaven. And this is like one of the main strips here. This is your typical Whitehaven type of house on both sides. There's the funeral home there. There's a cop. Hey, right there, a cop. 3 cops in the whole town of Whitehaven. I know all of them on a first name basis. They like me. I'm a good guy. They never had to come out to my house for any problems. So, and I'm about to make a right into the shopping center. There's the PNC Bank where everybody does their banking. Making a right into the shopping center. And there's a little caboose. This is like a vacation town. That's why everything looks like this. And what else? There's the laundromat and an ice cream stand and a pizza shop and wine and spirits and the Rite Aid. And on that side, a few businesses. Rite Aid. There's the supermarket I'm going in. And again, I know everybody here on pretty much a first name basis. I'm going to put my phone in my pocket, and I'll try not to show faces, because that's not fair. I'm not going to show faces. Maybe you'll hear a conversation, and that should be good enough for you all. You got to stay, son. Okay? He'll be patient. He'll wait for me. So I'm going to put the phone in my front pocket and do my thing. Sorry to bore you, but if you want to see my life for the people who actually care, which probably aren't very many, I'm showing it to you. Bad reception in that store. Try to get it back to the. I'll leave it on the front counter. So, back to my babbling. So, all right, where do I start? I'll give you the grand tour real quick. I'm really going to give you the grand tour tomorrow. So, if anybody's looking forward to a good live stream tomorrow, I'm going to give it my all. That's my happiest time. When I walk the dog in the morning, and I have like 3 cups of coffee and a little bit of wacky tobacco, and I'm walking around babbling, talking my little heart out. You guys will love it. I hope so. Anyway. So that's a bike path that goes all the way down to Jim Thorpe. That's like 30 miles. We're in Whitehaven, and it goes along the Lehigh River. Again, the Lehigh River is a whitewater river. Class 2 plus. It ain't the Colorado. It's not the Gauley. It's not the new in West Virginia. It's a mild Class 2 plus river. There's my dog. Mild Class 2 plus river. Beginners. Strictly beginners. These are the shortcuts I take. They're not shortcuts, but it's not the main road. So what else could I tell you? As you can see, this is the entire town. Wyatt only has a population of 2,000. It's not very big. When I walk my dog from one side to the other, literally, it takes me less than 5 minutes to walk from one side to the other. There's a little league baseball field. I knew people. I'll be coming out. That next stop sign will be Route 940. And that parallels Route 80. Route 80 goes across the country. It's an east-west road. 940 is an east-west road, but it's more like a back road. It's not a highway. And we're coming out to 940 now. There goes that Tesla truck, that guy that lives in our community. Right here, Tesla. I'll wave to the guy. Hey, he saw me, he waved. So yeah, we know each other. His son bought him that truck. I told you earlier in this live stream. So we're gonna cross over Route 80. Okay. And then right past this orange sign is where the cop hangs out with his radar gun. And you best be doing the speed limit. Maybe he's there now. No, he hangs out right there, but he's not there now. So if you ever come visit Whitehaven, try to remember that. A lot of people get tickets there. You know, I'm doing 45. I could get a ticket. But I'm past the speed trap. They use that thing called VASCAR, where he times the vehicle's time between 2 lines in the street, 2 spray painted lines, and they estimate your speed by using a stopwatch type of device, and they can nail your exact speed determined by the time you cross the 2 painted lines in the street. And that's how that cop writes all his tickets out, gets his jollies. A lot of people get tickets. If you live around here, they cut you a break unless you're a regular and you blatantly are driving too fast. Okay, Now that I left the town of Whitehaven, I'm going to pick up the speed a little bit. Roll up the windows. So the speed limit here is 45, but everybody does 60. Not everybody, but pretty much everybody. One cool thing about living around here, I think it's worth mentioning, is I never have a traffic light. The closest traffic light to me, there's from right here, the turnpike is about 4.5–5 miles away, and going in the direction I'm going, the next traffic light is Freeland, a city called Freeland, and that's around another 5 or 6 miles straight. Those are the closest traffic lights. So there's no such thing as rush hour around here, and I'm not complaining, because when I lived in Philly, places like I-95 and Broad Street were literally parking lots. There's no such thing as a traffic jam around here, and that's a great thing. For people who live in the cities, you know what traffic jams could be like. Just a rush hour to go 10 miles down the center city on I-95 from like the Northeast can take you an hour, when it's only a 10-mile ride. Take you an hour. Now I just drove 2.5 miles and it took me 2.5 minutes. So that's the kind of driving that one can expect in these rural, mountainous Pocono area. That used to be a cornfield. We'll probably grow corn this year again. Coming up on the private development where my home's at. That guy's going to turn left there. And we don't get mail delivered to our door. Either people have post box offices or mail gets delivered to them boxes right there. Sometimes there's a guard there that lets that gate up and down. Not very often. Gate's always up pretty much. But supposedly you need the right credentials to get through in and out of here, but that never materialized. You know, what are the delivery guys going to do? What are Ubers going to do? What are vacationers going to do? You got to leave the gate up. Oh, that's the clubhouse. So, you guys bored yet? 24 minutes of pure boredom. If you guys tune in, probably around 10 o'clock tomorrow morning is my favorite time, where I take the dog down on that bike path next to the Lehigh River, and something's always interesting for like nature dog loving, nature walk trails, that type of thing. Very cool wilderness. So I'm pulling up. All right, I'm going to turn off this live stream. I'll do another one real soon.